Well, good morning, and we're up here at the actual Bylands at the Tramway Heritage Centre. Just behind me is my son. He's just locking up there. We're going to be doing our working bee, and yeah, it's a nice day up here, and yeah, crazy flies, and yeah, so we'll show you some of the works and all that during the day. I only got a small team, myself, my son Tim, and Bill, and yeah, so yeah, let's do it. Currently the actual the museum is temporarily closed. We had thefts last year with our copper overhead, and yeah, so yeah, around the country there's been a lot of copper thefts, including on the railway systems, also here in Melbourne and Sydney, and what's next, Adelaide, and yeah, so yeah, so we're having Ballarat Tramway Museum giving us a helping hand to reopen. As you can see, oh, there goes Bill. Part of our overhead's hanging, and that's the old William Street centre poles. As you can see, the brackets are bent, and a lot of them's been snapped and broken. Here we are, we're gonna re-put the sign up. It came down. That's 922. That was the first of the actual started the conversions of the W8s here in Melbourne. That sat in storage for a long time up at the Preston workshops, then was moved down to the Newport Railway workshops, and now it's living up here at Bylands. So we're gonna give Tim a helping hand to hold the sign. There we go. Yeah, we're securing this sign quite well. It was my younger brother William. He designed and paid for this sign, and yeah, there goes Tim. Yep, one sign, and yeah, it's a bit dirty, so we'll tidy it up a bit. And yeah, as you can see, we've secured the actual other door here of the cable car shed, put more pop rivets in, and yeah, so it will deter people trying to break into the place. Just over there, straight ahead of us is Mount Disappointment. Bylands is in between. I have to watch my footing here with the rocks. Wallen and Kilmore. The museum normally operates on the first and third Sundays of the month. This is AEC half cab Regal 3 557, and yeah, I've got a I wouldn't mind repainting this and stay tuned. And yeah, so there's a lot of work to be done. And yeah, this bus actually worked out of North Fitzroy Depot in the MMTB days, or Melbourne Metropolitan Tramway Board. And yeah, so we'll continue on our next jobs now. We're inside the exhibition shed. This was actually the northern annex. That's 840. That's the back of the Malcolm Tram, if you remember the movie. 667. Horse Tram 253. X2 680, which ran out of Footscray Depot. As you can see, it's got Mooney Ponds up there. That's our workshop desk there. Bit of a mess. A couple of the trams under restoration. Cable car 436. As you can see, it was, I zoom in, built in 1890 and last operated in West Melbourne 1935. Cable cars were operated in Melbourne from 1885 to 1940. In 1940, this is where the Melbourne Metropolitan Tramways Board operated double-decker buses on the Burke Street services. That's actually a big cable drum trailer where they actually laid the cable. You had Clydesdales at the front. This is the remains of a cable car dummy, and there's your finished product there. This set was owned and restored by the late Alf Twentyman. That's the front of a Adelaide H-Class, a depot revenue window office. That's where the conductors came and paid in. Number 1 grinder there. Here's the front of Malcolm Tram. Good movie. Made here in Melbourne. Very good movie. A Beaumaris horse tram. It was actually a shed. And this is the remains. Here is the gel bar from Ballarat. My son Tim is repainting it back to green. And yeah, bit of an insight of the actual the Tramway Heritage Museum. You can actually become a member from $25 where you yeah, so it's download a membership form, www.tramwaymuseum.org.au, and that's the front of the actual W or W2 when it was modified. This is one of our other jobs what Bill has done, so we can actually open the door to our number 2 shed. And speak of the devil, hello Bill. Yeah, he's done a marvellous job here. And there's Tim. And yeah, I'll show you inside number 2 tram shed, Ballarat 17. PCC 980. We have got the largest collection of the W class trams. There's W7 class letter 1001. (887). Inside the trams, they're totally different with the seating arrangements, and yeah, there's a bad seat split, and yeah, there's mould inside. $795. You've got the old ads on the side of it, on some of the trams here as well. Scrubber car, 10W. Originally this was a Sydney K-class tram, which ran up in Sydney as a passenger vehicle before the Sydney Tramways converted into their scrubber car. I believe what 137S, and yeah. And its original number was 768 or 3. 768, because its fleet number is on the roof. W2 644, SW6 902. Why it's called an SW6? Because of its sliding doors. Coming up here on the right, W1427. On the left is 782. Here's W1 with the drop deck with the actual latitude seating. Yeah, we've got a lot of work ahead of us to get some of these trams nice and tidy and get rid of the cobwebs. W1 427. Here's X1 467. This is the when it came out of service. This actually ran at Footscray Depot as well, along with out of Glen Huntly for the the now closed Point Ormond line. Yeah, so this was one of the first trams that went into preservation and was stored off-site. Bylands acquired this land back in the 70s, early 1970, and they've been here ever since. W2 509. Here's the other side of SW2 644. There was 7 of these cars converted as SW2s, and we've got one of them here. $739. In the Metropolitan Transit livery, and yes, you've got the Wall Corporation symbol, but there's also another name. We actually nicknamed that symbol. I won't say it on air. L class 101 class leader. This actually ran out of Malvern depot, and there's 2 of them, which well, you can say there's 101 still around. 103 is up at Haddon. 104 and 106 at Hawthorne Tram Museum in the actual the chocolate and cream livery. Walking down here in this corner is W220. This was the actual the second tram built at the Preston workshops, and celebrated a couple of years ago 100 years. So there you go. Yeah, so I won't go into too much details with this tram. Eventually we will actually finish the restoration work on this, and yeah, so this is tram shed number 2. Here we go. Tim's actually sprucing up the flagpole. Yeah, it needs a good spruce up. Paint's fading away. Yep, here we go. Tim painting the actual flagpole, and needed it. And there's Bill Murray. This is the doctor, not the actor. One of our buses here, this is 850, class leader, B59 Ansair bodied. I used to drive this bus at North Fitzroy and at Footscray. There we go, we go inside. And yeah, this is the driver's area. And yeah, we started cleaning the actual the vinyl seats in here. There's Tim inside the bus. We've got to do the same as well. and to get rid of the mould. As you can see, you can actually see the mould here. Very bad here and there, and yes, the conditions up here at Bylands. Through the back window is Leyland OPS 1 391, and yeah. Oh, we'll get to work and all that. This is one of our last jobs to do, and yeah, as you can see, hard at it, and yeah, to get the actual the mould and grime off. And
so with this going to service in the 90s.
And yeah, this bus, mid-90s,
right.
It went out of service.
About the time that the Kenya government.
Then this was actually donated to the museum. As you can see, the glare from the sun from the front of the bus. And yeah, it's rather warm inside the bus shed.
Yeah.
And this, I actually drove this at North Fitzroy when I first started driving buses back in 1993.
Okay.
When I was still the MTA.
Yeah.
And right, I drove it only once or twice. Then it disappeared. Yeah. I believe it went either to Preston workshops or to the old Northcote bus workshops to get repainted, and it was actually donated to the museum by Alan Brown, then Transport Minister under the Liberal government, coalition government.
Yep.
And you can see all this here. And yeah, you can see the grime here, and just over there we've got the famous actor Bill Murray, but the Doctor. Oh, we'll continue on this, and yeah, so, and in the end it'll be a good result. Alright then, alright. Hard at it here. You can see how the seats are coming back to normal after we're actually using the Sally's sugar soap wipes. Tim in the driver's seat and all that. There's the actor. Yeah, ran out of the sugar soap wipes, and as you can see, the seats look like $1 million. Apart from this back right hand corner, where you see some of the mould we actually ran out. Oh well, hopefully you enjoy this this little video on all that, and yeah, I'll do a summary video when I get home. And yeah, so we've actually got some sort of music festival happening in the neighbouring property. And yeah, I'll go outside the bus and zoom in. Yeah, you can see cars, some sort of festival happening. And yeah, there's a tent over there. Oh, I've changed it to West Marlborough. Yeah, g'day. Doing a summary now, and yeah, it's been a good day up at Bylands. With all of us up there, Tim and Bill Murray. This just gotten home now, just having a beer. And yeah, so yeah, there's still a lot of work to do up at Bylands, and yeah, so before we open, yeah, more the merrier for people coming up as well. But you need to be, the catch is you need to be a member of the museum. And yeah. So overall it's been a really, really good day. And yeah, so yeah. Please like and subscribe to my channel. People probably wondering why I've got Mr. E1106. Well, I'm one of 3 people with the electric loco. The other 2 were Richard and Terry. Terry's passed away a few years back, and we were the main players of trying to get 1106 going down at Newport. And yeah, but now that project stopped, and yeah, so and that's it. I will show you more of the B59 850, and yeah, there's issues with that bus as well. One of the actual battery terminals leads, or the terminal itself to the battery is missing, and I'm not too pleased about that, but we'll source another one out and hopefully get the old girl going. Last time she ran was a good 15 years ago. Yeah, and all that, and yeah, eventually we'll show you the rest of the trams and all that, and hopefully finish off some of the restoration work. All right then, we're off to, comes tomorrow, it's Australia Day. We're off chasing steam-rails, heritage diesel, just as far as Castlemaine. Is going up to Rochester tomorrow, and then end up in Ballarat at the end of the day to see VR 41 and Geelong Butterbox number 2. Yes, Geelong down at the tram system as well. All right then, until next time, have fun.